Alright, fam. Man United at Anfield won this game, blood. Liverpool won. Man United 2, and Slot has lost 4 games in a row for Liverpool, and that probably including one of the Champions League game. And this had to be done for Liverpool, man, the way things are going. And I said this in the previous videos, including Amram, and in his weaknesses, them way there. The thing about it is that Matthias Delit, man, he said that we knew Liverpool's weakness. I was paraphrasing what he said, and he said that, and that was their fullbacks. And when Man United, needed to show, the big guns, they can put a dent. They proved it, fam. They proved it, blood. They proved it. But I'm not gonna get you all giddy, fam. I'm not. Because yes, it was a short performance, them way there, from these man. And, I've said this, like in the beginning of this season, man, with the form, man, that Liverpool were going, and I was thinking about these last minute goals, man, were turning into form for them. And I thought that, if Slotman can fix this, then things will turn out, man, to be good for them and able, man, to go in the run that they need to be. But the thing about it is that even me, I thought that if Slot can turn this around, then Man United was going to get fist up, because we know what happened, man, throughout the years, fam, with Anfield, with the humiliating defeats that we've been seeing over the years, and like I said, man, I said this in the previous video. I said that what I don't like it about Liverpool, and I've said this for a minute. Fam. That I've said this, that the last minute goals are not sustainable, blood. And this is what you get from rubbish forms when it catches up. And it did. And look at them. Look at them now. Look at that. 4 games in a row, blood. You can't make these things up, fam. You cannot, blood. You cannot. And Slot, I tell you, fam, I'm going to speak a little bit about Slot in the end. Because I've said this before, that that's not champion form. And yes, I said it in the previous videos that, yeah, you get the odd here and there. And sometimes it happens when you have to do a last minute goal because the team, you have one of those off games. Or like, there was even another game where most of the players are not playing well, but 2 of them are, or 1 of them are. And then that one of them, he does an assist or does a goal, and it wins the game. But then if you keep on doing it, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. And now that it happened even in the previous game for Liverpool, where I think they thought that they drew the game, but then they lost it. You can't do that, blood. I said that you got to win your games, fam, in the normal 90 minutes of the game. Don't wait until 88 minutes to win the game. And that's what you get, fam. When the thing is about it is that there is no way, fam, that Man United win this game here with Onana and and the player's name is it Bayanda between the sticks, fam. I tell you, fam, like the way that United played in that game, I think Man United, man, deserved it. Le Mans, man, he was very, very good at the back. Content performance, stable as per usual. Despite obviously Gakpo, scored his tap, and we'll talk about that a little bit. I've said this in the previous video that confidence, man, yeah, breathes, braveness, and like I said before, like when your defenders know that you have a competent goalkeeper at the back, blood, you just know that things, man, are going here to be okay. And then the thing about it is that you don't have to do two jobs or overperforming, even though I'm talking about. When I mean by overperforming, I mean like getting out of your job description to do someone else's job. And that is where, because if you don't have that confidence behind you, what happens is that you unconsciously will end up trying to back up the goalkeeper. Look, fam, if you haven't done ball, if you haven't played ball, then you definitely don't know what I'm talking about, fam. I've said this before. I used to play all sort of positions, man, when I used to do football. I've said this in my previous videos, fam. And, when you're playing at the back, you need a goalkeeper that you can trust, fam. Because, for example, if a player beats you, you know that the goalkeeper's good or content and able, man, to kind of stand his ground, to make him look big, for him to get to save a shot from either from his hand or do that David De Gea kind of leg saves. You need that, bro. You definitely need that. So when you have that between the stick, that confidence and braveness, giving the backline confidence, man, you can puff your chest, blood. And Le Mans, man, he was commanding in the box. He was stretching here for high balls as well, and he's definitely learning here from Courtois. That's what I heard, fam. In the international break. So content performance here from him. Casemiro, man, had a steady role. In the first half for Man United. Ahmad played well, including here his assist for Bremer. We'll talk about that, a little later. Dogu played okay. Shaw, man, played okay, yeah, even though that he's not meant to be at the club, including Maguire. We'll talk about Maguire soon as well. Delort, man, shouldn't even be here, blood. He didn't play well. Sesko, when he came on, and also Cunha, he played. He was at the starting 11. Yeah, they played all right, fam. They played absolutely cool, fam. And the timing of the goal, fam, like it was one of those ones where the game, like, man didn't let man settle. They didn't let man settle in the game, fam. And and the thing about it is that Man United, man, put Liverpool on the back foot. They did. They really put Man United, man, on the back foot, and then they scored you straight away, fam. And the thing about it is that it should have been more, blood. It should have been more, because even I think even both Man United and Liverpool, man, hit the woodwork, blood. They hit the woodwork a few times, and including Gakpo, who hit the post twice, I remember, and also Mr. Spam and Bruno Fernandes hit the post as well after Ahmad's pass as well. He hit the post as well. But that's the thing, man. Man, rode their luck, and that's what you need. That's what you need in football. Football. Most of the time, man, ball. There was always luck involved, and you need it to be at your side. You need it, but like I said, man, United, man, definitely, man, deserved the win yesterday, and in these type of games, you're never going to know who's going to you're never just going to know, man, who's going to win the game, in these type of games. And you don't know yet if you're able, man, to fist up a team away from home, like that. So so that's why, man, like you have like goal clearances, for example, and the thing about that, man, they had to grind. They had to grind for this win, man. They worked hard for it, they fought for it, and they won it. So it's really good stuff, man. And like I said in the beginning, man, like Liverpool, they weren't good. And Man United, man, they didn't have to be that great, man, to beat Liverpool. They didn't. Like I said before, like if you rely only on last minute, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. And the thing about Man United is that they did the basics. If you can do the basics right, you got a base to win the game. You got a base to do well in that game. Because the thing about these days, man, is that United, man, always, more times than not, blood, they lose the game. They lose the game more times than not. Look, for the fact that, man, that Man United beat Liverpool at Anfield for the first time since 2016. For the fact that, man, an Englishman scored the winner yet again, blood. And also for the fact that that United won back-to-back games for the first time since 2016. And that tells you something, fam. And what I like about yesterday's performance also is the fact that Amram, what I like about the most, for the first time saying this, Amram did the right thing. Even though I'm not a fan of this thing that he's doing, Man United didn't play from the back. He did long balls forward. Okay, let's go up, man, to the first goal, for example, like in Bremer's goal. In Bremer's goal, blood. It happened in a flash, like I said, man. It happened in the first minute. It happened in the second minute. And within the 2 minutes, Man United was a nuisance here for Liverpool. And it came out here for allegedly an injury about. Them were there. It wasn't a head injury, fam. Van Dijk clear his own man and Bremer together. I'm doing this here because, by the way, Van Dijk here has been woeful, man, under Slot, man, since the start of the season. And, I'm doing this here because my man, Van Dijk here elbowed McAllister because I think Bremer was in between them. And then what happened is that as they were jumping to get the ball, I think, no. Bremer was in front. McAllister was like here. And then what happened was that Van Dijk was like a bit to the left of McAllister. All three all jumped. And as Van Dijk headed the ball, he also elbows McAllister. So he has the ball, and the ball was behind Bremer. And then they all fell. But Bremer was the one that got up first when the ball landed here to Bruno Fernandes. And then Mr. Spamming here, Bruno Fernandes here, passed it to Ahmad, who dribbled the ball. And then during that, a whole bunch of United and Liverpool players were running to the box. And then what happens is that Ahmad did a sublime the pass of this is what I'm talking about Ahmad is a baller. Amram, if you can do this year for my man, Xerxes, and also Menu, you get the same result, blood. These guys are ballers like Ahmad. That pass was sublime to Bremer, and then a weak foot shot between the goalkeeper's legs in the net. Scores at the Kop. That's the first goal. Now, Gakpo around here. Gakpo hit the post a couple of times as well. Hit the post. I remember Salah had a through pass. I think it was super sly. Then Salah did one dribble, then through passed it. And then what happened is that Gakpo, first time, cut inside, curled it, and hit the post. That one as well. And then there was another one here where another chance here for United, where Bruno Fernandes nearly scored. Like I said before, when Ahmad had the ball, he cut inside, he passed it out to the box. I think Bruno was free, and then Bruno Fernandes tried to curl it first time, but it hit the post. Even though I'm not a fan of Mr. Spamming, Bruno Fernandes, right? That's not very easy to do. So for him to get that off, that nearly went in. Another one was Konate. I think Konate threw past it. Yeah, Konate threw past it, right? Liverpool Konate threw past it and then into the box. Isak, I think Isak shot it, and then Le Mans saved it, which was a really, really good save, man, by Le Mans. And then in the second half, what was it? Salah crossed it, and then it landed here to Gakpo. Gakpo cut inside, and another time I think he shot it, and then it hit the inside of the post as well. And look, Gakpo, man, he has been instrumental for Liverpool, this season, especially in the first 4 games of the season, and this game, it looked like he's been coming alive, because I know Gakpo has been scoring a bit of some goals in the international break. So for him to do what he's doing, and as well as he was the only international player, man, to able to get some shot off most of the time in that game, it was bound to happen that he's gonna score his goal. Like that. For his goal, right, Gakpo took his tapping well. He had to be there, man, for Kaiser's low cross, because Ekitike, man, was running with the ball, right, and then the ball. I think he bundled here with the United, and then United players, and I think in the end, Wirtz got in. I think Wirtz was trying to do a pass, but then that got blocked, and then the ball followed Wirtz. Wirtz did a pass to Kaiser. Kaiser did that low cross, and Gakpo was there and tapped it in, and then it looked like it was offside, but actually it was Dogu's leg that kept Gakpo onside. And like I said, man, it was meant to be him, because like he was taking the most chances in that game, and then it went in for him until then, like that, and this is where like things had started to get a little bit like, ooh, because I was like, well, let's just see. Okay, now Bruno Fernandes, right, he was steady in the first half, he was rubbish in the second half, but that particular cross, that was really good for Maguire, man, to score his goal. We'll talk about that. So right now, let's talk about that right now, actually, because it was a corner. So Bruno passed it to Mbeumo. Mbeumo took a shot in first time, and it was blocked, and then the ball was looping, and then Bruno Fernandes did a first time volley cross, and it landed here to Maguire, and Maguire, man, headed it, and it went in, man. And let me tell you something, man. Like I said, man, Englishman, not the first Englishman, but it was an Englishman, man, that managed, man, to score the winning goal, man, yet again, snatched the winner at Anfield. And then not that, the headering technique, absolutely sublime. Mr. Spamming's cross, that technique, fam, that was really, really good, man, for Maguire, man, to score to score the winner. And that's not, I tell you, headering, fam. Maguire, man, he's really good at headering, man, and he doesn't allow defenders, man, to get set. He just get it there. And look, let me tell you something, fam. I've been very critical, man, of Maguire before, starting, this channel, and chatting, man, with my friends, the mandem, talking with them about Man United before. And the thing about it is that the stick he got, and then still be able, man, to come out and still be able, man, to do what he did as well as last year when he did that cross in the semi-finals, right, in the Europa League. You got to hand it to him. You got to really hand it to him, man. And playing and look, even though the standards, man, for Man United are on the floor, blood. It is on the floor. I'm saying this with caution because the standards is on the floor, blood. Let me say this, man. Like, big ups here to Maguire each and every time. Now, for me, like I said before, I'm not getting all excited. I'm not getting excited, fam, because, like, I know how Man United is, and they could win a game like this because, like, the game was so open. You know how Liverpool played. They pushed the defenders almost on the halfway line. You know that. But then to win a game with like the team that on form and teams who are structured, fam, you are gone, blood. This is why that Amram, fam, I'm telling you, I've said this so many times. We want him here to succeed at Man United. But if you're doing some bookery like that, like before, we can't back that. As well as favoritism. I understand it if the favoritism gets you goals and win the game. But if favoritism, like Mr. Spamming and Dalot, if we keep on using them, because you can tell the technical ability of United had elevated since Xerxes has been here, Manu has been playing, Ahmad, and as well as Embremo and Cunha are now here. It has, as well as Delip, who has been immense this season. He's been Man United's best player by a long shot, fam. When your technical ability has elevated, right? The flaws of Bruno Fernandes, Mr. Spamming, comes, and then you know who's better with the ball. But fam, like, favoritism, fam, like, nobody would argue, fam. No one would argue if the players you choose are the best players in the team and able yet to win you the game. But if my man Mr. Spamming is spamming both left, right, and center, and thinking that will give me XG and GA, fam, that XG and GA stuff, man, needs to be ripped into shreds. Fam. Needs to be ripped into shreds, blood. It needs to be, fam. It needs to be, fam. It needs to be. It needs to be. I mean, I have nothing against it, Bruno, because like I said, man, like, I will always congratulate players, even though I don't rate. If they're able to do what they do, I'll big them up. Like I said about Bruno Fernandes in this game, he played well. Overall, he played well. He played well in the first half. Second half, it was rubbish, but he got that assist. I said, lovely, brilliant, controlled, first time volley pass to Maguire. If Amram can do that every time, because Bruno, he wasn't spamming left, right, and center in the game. For the first time, he kept things controlled. Do that every game. But like I said before, when the game is open, Man United man can do something. But when the team they're facing against is organized, or a team that's on form, fam, United man, they're gonna get fist up. They're gonna get fist up, and that is something, man, that I'm really like. That's why that we have to keep one game at a time. I'm not getting excited by this. Nah, fam. No. Now, serious questions, man, has to be asked about Slot. Blaming Salah, man, for this game. Yes. For the first time in his career at Liverpool, there is something going on with Mo Salah. I don't know if it's because genetics is getting after him because of his age, or because the way that the team is applied in terms of how they're playing is different. I don't know. But something is going up, man, with Mo Salah. Because he did score 2 goals in the international break, I think. And almost every player in Liverpool have done well for their international team. You know them ones. So something bureaucracy is happening for Slot. Serious question needs to be asked for Slot, fam. I don't know what you're doing. I've said this before. You can't rely on last minute. I don't know, but he got to do something. I mean, if your weakness is the flanks, because Kirk has, I don't know what he's doing, and then instead of putting Frimpong in the right back, you put Zoboslai there, and then Frimpong came on for Salah. Yeah, man. Yeah, serious question needs to be asked for Slot. And for Amrin, blood, let me tell you something, man. I know that Ineos, they're not going to sack him. But like I said, I'm not going to get all happy and giddy just because of that performance. You know them ones there. Just because that year we won back-to-back games. Now, when I saw this win, I was like, okay, nice. Let's see next game kind of thing. That's how I was like. But the thing about it is that here, if we are going to win the league, then I'll be happy. Because like I said, the standards here for this team, for this club, is on the floor, fam. It's on the floor. So that's why I can't get all happy. My eyes are on Ineos, blood, and Amrim, on how it's going to go on from now. And I've said this, I'm really on Ineos watch, and I'm really watching Amrim. Because like I said, man, like if Amrim goes back and keep on doing some foolishness like he did before, then he is going to get fisted up and smacked by some hard working Africans with them dry hands here working in the village. You know them ones there. But then if he adapts and changes like what he did yesterday, fantastic, fam. Fantastic, blood. You know them way there. But let's just see what he will do. You know them ones there. Let's just see. Let's just see, fam.